Do you want to become an effective online teacher? Please stay with me and I will tell you how. From time to time, I will be uploading this kind of video in which I'm going to voice out my perspective on certain topics, give you tips and information. If you're a teacher, a professor, or instructor, and you are struggling or you are trying to find ways on how you can improve yourself online, then this is the right video for you. Let me first introduce myself. I am Mr. Aristotle Chico. I have been a professor from different universities. So I have almost 13 years of experience in the teaching industry. Let me tell you first my experience before pandemic. So I was a newly hired faculty in University of Santo Tomas. And during that time, we were about to take our prelim examinations. It was so abrupt, na-cut yung klase, na-suspend yung klase, at hindi namin alam kung kailan kami babalik. And then suddenly, we were forced to use online learning as a means of delivering our lecture. Alright, so first I was struggling because I was a new faculty. And I do not know the platforms that they're using, paano gagawin, kasi nga bago pa lang ako. No? So it was really confusing on my part. So I just want to share with you the things that I did in order for me to be able to cope up with those kinds of situations. Number one, prepare your equipment. So when we say prepare your equipment, if you want a seamless experience, make sure everything is in place. Like for example, your internet connection, your laptop or your computer. Sometimes we blame our internet connection pero hindi natin chine-check yung gadgets natin. Yung router natin or your modem placement natin. Saan ba nakalagay ang router mo? How many are connected? I suggest that you try to fix those first before complaining about your internet connection. Minsan, naapektuhan ng experience natin when we are in an online class if a lot of people are using your internet connection, especially if you don't have a very high bandwidth or kung meron kang hindi mataas yung internet connectivity mo. Let's say you only have 3 Mbps or 5 Mbps but 10 kayo sa bahay, yung isa nag-YouTube, yung isa nag-stream sa Spotify. So basically, it can affect your connection with your online learning. So if you have a very low bandwidth and you want to have a seamless experience, make sure to allot a specific time for that. Pwede mong sabihin sa mga kasama mo na wag mo nang gumamit ng net, lalo na kung mababa. But if you have a very high internet connection speed, like 100 Mbps, 50 Mbps, even 20, wala nang masyadong magiging problema yon. Second, when we say check your equipments, maybe it's about your laptop, yung ginagamit natin. Gusto natin maging maganda experience ng student at yung experience mo, tignan din natin yung equipment natin. Tignan din natin yung laptop. Baka naman outdated na or yung operating system mo hindi maganda. So, mas okay na i-check natin yan. So, if we have the means para mag-upgrade, assuming that you have the money, so go for it. Pero kung wala naman, mas maganda before you start your online class, pwedeng i-reformat mo or ayusin mo yung computer mo para mas okay siya. Second, master your platform as you master your craft. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? Even though you are the most knowledgeable person in the world, doon sa subject na tinuturo mo, but if you are struggling with the platform that you are using, these are the common problems that we had before, because we did not expect COVID to arrive in such a short notice. So maraming school ang naapektuhan, abruptly na-stop, immediately napunta agad sa online learning. So there are teachers na you can say that they are new to this kind of platform, to this kind of learning system at nag-a-adjust pa sila. Mind you, lahat tayo nag-adjust, all of us adjusted, teachers, students before during this time. Kahit na magaling ka sa subject na tinuturo mo, pero yung ginagamit mong platform, when we say platform, it means this is your learning management system. It can be in a form of Moodle, Blackboard. So if you do not master that, you don't know how to navigate, you don't know how to add modules, no? It's going to be very hard for you to be creative and to teach your students. So it's very important that you master the platform. And how will you be able to do that? I'm just fortunate that my co-faculty, yung mga assigned sa technology, they are very welcoming, no, when it comes to teaching me online. And I have dedicated my time as well to attend trainings for that platform. So remember, you will not be able to teach effectively if you are not well versed with the platform that you are using. You have to take note of that. Third, you will have to plan ahead of time. So basically, when we say planning ahead of time, it means that the modules that you're going to be teaching. So in your course site, you have to be very specific with the instructions of your students. Week 1, week 2, what are the things that is needed to be accomplished? Ano yung mga dapat na assignments or groupings na dapat na ma-accomplish nila. So that is very important as well. Number 4, use synchronous and asynchronous learning. So pag sinabi nating synchronous, it means that you will be teaching online with your students in a particular time. Ibig sabihin, nandyan ang student, nag-Skype kayo or video conferencing at the same time. That's synchronous, no? When you say asynchronous learning, it's more of self-paced. Ibig sabihin niya, you are giving your students an opportunity to learn the modules by themselves. So you will just give a particular period of time or deadline for them to study. Alright? So ibig sabihin nun, mag-upload ka ng lecture notes, bibigyan mo sila ng video presentations, etc. So most universities are using synchronous and asynchronous learning. So you have to balance this out because nakakaumay din or it's very tiring for students to listen to your lectures for 1 hour, 1.5 hour in an online session. Number 5, explore other applications. Not just Facebook, not just YouTube, but like menti.com. We're in an online synchronous learning, you can give questions or you can ask poll questions, and your students will be able to respond. So it's a way of interacting with your students. Marami pang iba, yung Kahoot, yung quizzes online, wherein they can play games with their classmates online. So it's very helpful. Okay, next, this is very much related with planning ahead of time. Yung tinatawag na organizing your course site. So when you say organizing your course site, ibig sabihin, pag nag-place tayo ng mga information sa course site, pag sabi natin course site, yung website na nilalagay natin yung mga learning materials natin, it must not be confusing to students. Instructions must be clear. If you want, you can post videos, screenshots for them to know what to do. Number 7, establish a backup information. Do not just rely on emails or yung means of communicating through the learning management websites. Let's face the fact that sometimes students do not really listen or do not really do their duties sometimes. So even if you have already given them deadlines, they would not really work on the activities. So minsan hindi magre-reply sa'yo. So the best thing to do is that have a backup information or a backup plan on how to contact them. Like for example, set up a Facebook group in which you can announce aside from your learning management system, pwede kang mag-announce sa Facebook group nila. And it's very helpful because, some students, they wouldn't really contact you, or magbabasa ng email kung hindi Facebook, or any other social media sites. Tip number 8, and the last tip, give comprehensive exam instead of objective types. Bigyan natin sila ng essay type of questions, assess their learnings, alright? Or case study type, give a particular situation and then gawin mo random, not just one particular company. So let's say pwede natin silang pag-research it about a certain company, but then sa ibang grupo or sa ibang student, pwedeng ibahin mo yung company, so that may variation. In that way, mag-iisip sila, hindi na sila mag-relate sa isang answer. So there, I have given you 8 tips on how to become an effective teacher. And I hope that you will be able to use this in your own way and for you to be able to improve yourself more.